back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys! So I'm here today to do a book haul because I recently went to a book event which was hosted by Faber Faber. They are a publishing company, a fairly small one, but they've been going for about almost 90 years now, so they're pretty established. You may have heard of them. They're based in London and they invited myself and a couple of other booktubers to go and have a little intimate party where we had a tour of the archives. I'll insert a little bit of footage of that, of the man who was the archivist sort of telling us a bit about the catalogue and what that was and how that's aged over time. It used to be that they published their catalogue as a hardback book, as you can see, and that's really, really cool. And he also told us about some of the people who used to work there, such as T.S. Eliot, and they would accept or reject other authors based on the manuscripts that they got given. And I think it was a really, really interesting little snippet experience to go in the archives and get that extra cool thing. So that was really, really nice. And then besides that, we also got to have lots of lovely food, and they showed us all of the upcoming books from their catalogue, which is really, really awesome. They gave us a goodie bag which looks like this, very jazzy as you can see, and they also in the goodie bag put in lots and lots of exciting books. So I'm going to show you what I got from Faber Faber, but then also I've been sent a couple of books in the post from other publishers, so I'll show you those at the end as well. The first book that I have, published by Faber Faber, is The Doll Funeral, and it's by Kate Hammer. And apparently she is a best-selling author. She wrote The Girl in the Red Coat, which I've not read but I have heard of. I believe this is kind of almost a thriller, but not quite. It says, "My name is Ruby. I live with Barbara and Mick. They're not my real parents, but they tell me what to do and what to say. I'm supposed to say that the bruises on my arms and the black eye came from falling down the stairs. But there are things I won't say. I won't tell them I'm going to hunt for my real parents. I don't say a word about Shadow, who sits on the stairs, or the wasp lady I saw on the way to the bed. I did tell Mick that I saw a woman in the buttercup dress hanging upside down from her seatbelt deep in the forest at the back of our house. I told him I saw death crawl out of her. He said he'd give me a medal for lying. I wasn't lying. I'm a hunter for lost souls, and I'm going to be with my real family, and I'm not going to let Mick stop me." Now I believe this has magical realism tones to it. I'm definitely interested in it, and I think this is one I will probably read because it does really appeal to me. This one comes out on the 16th of February next year. This is the Faber catalogue for 2017, so I won't show you this, but basically it's just all their upcoming books, as you can see. The next one is a collection of 4 small samplers. So the book is called 4312 and it comes out on the 31st of January next year. And it says, "First there was the apartment in Newark, about which he remembered nothing, and then there was the house in Maplewood that his parents bought when he was 3, and now 6 years later they were moving again to a much larger house on the other side of town. Ferguson couldn't understand it." So each of these little things has a number on, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you read them in order of 1 to 4, even though the book is called 4321, just to confuse you. And of course the book is by Paul Auster. The next one I have is called The Lucky Ones, and this is by Julianne Paccio. She doesn't know it yet, but there's something waiting for her. It could be a future, or it could be something else. Maybe she's running through a field, grass stinging against her legs and an aluminium taste in her mouth. The thudding footsteps and clink of machetes against belt buckles behind her getting louder. Or maybe it could be something else. It could still happen. She could be lucky. So that sounds quite dramatic. I don't really know too much about what it's about, but I love this, which is a little postcard that just came with it, so that's kind of cool. And this one also comes out in February next year. The next one is one I am definitely interested in, and that one is called Future Sex by Emily Witt. This is a non-fiction book, and we were told that basically it's kind of a woman who is single at 30 still and decides that she wants to spice up her life, essentially. So, "I was single, straight and female. When I turned 30, I envisioned my sexual experience eventually reaching a terminus, like a monorail gliding to a stop. I would disembark, find myself face to face with another human being, and there we would remain in our permanent station in life, the future." I believe this is kind of a bit crazy. There's some really crazy things to do with sex, so it sounds pretty weird, and I've heard great things from the other people who worked at Faber and they were really pushing this one, so hopefully I like it. I believe it comes out in January of next year. The next one I have is Poetry Highlights, which is just a tiny little sampler of some of their upcoming poetry, and I just want to say thank you again to Faber for such a lovely evening, because it really was super fun and we all had a great time. With all that said, let's move on to the next few books that I got from publishers who are not Faber and Faber, and also the Book Buddy box for November, which is this one. The Blue Door by Lise Christensen is the Book Buddy box book for November, and it's a non-fiction all about Japanese prisoners of war, and it follows Lise and her family who were prisoners in the Japanese war camps during the Second World War. I have already read this, I absolutely loved it. The next book I was sent is The One Memory of Flora Banks, and this turned up today. It's from Penguin Random House and it comes out in January of next year. Flora has anterograde amnesia. She can't remember anything day to day. The joke her friend made, the instructions her parents gave her, or how old she is. Then she kisses someone she shouldn't, and the next day she remembers it. It's the first time she's remembered anything since she was 10. But the boy is gone. She thinks he's moved to the Arctic. Will following him be the key to unlocking her memory? Who can she trust? It sounds pretty intriguing. I don't know if it'll be my kind of thing, but again, this one intrigues me more than some of the others, so I'm intrigued. And I like the front cover and the way that it's like a ripped up piece of paper with the text printed on. That's pretty nice. So I'm definitely intrigued. It is fairly short and it's got like lots of different formats, so there's sort of letters in different scripts. The next one I was sent by Macmillan, and this is called Gilded Cage by Vic James. It's book 1 in a series, presumably, and this one comes out on the 26th of January. It says, not all are equal. In a modern Britain, everyone must endure 10 years of slavery for a magically skilled aristocracy. Here, a teenage boy dreams of rebellion, his sister thirsts for knowledge and will find love, and a dangerous young aristocrat will remake the world with his dark gifts. It sounds a little bit sort of magical-y. I don't know if it will be, but I hope it will, because I like magic-y stuff. The actual cover looks like this, as you can see. It's kind of white and gilded, which makes sense to go with the title. And the final one, and the one that I am most excited about because I did actually request this one, it didn't just turn up, is A Plague of Swords by Miles Cameron. This was sent to me by Gallants and I asked them for it because it's the 4th one in his series, which I am really enjoying. I have read the first 3. The first one in the series is The Red Knight, which they have also sent me another copy of this so that I can do a giveaway for you guys. So look out for my review of this one, because when that goes up I will also be doing a giveaway of this book to one of you lucky people. So watch out for that if you would like to win the first book, but I'm super excited about the 4th one. I think there are 5 in the series, so this is the penultimate, which is very exciting. And I got to meet Miles Cameron at Gallants Fest very briefly. I didn't know he was going to be there, so I just shook his hand, but I got to meet him and he was super lovely and he recognised me and he was very kind. So I think obviously I owe it to him to read book 4 in the series. Plus I really enjoyed the series anyway, so you know, quite excited about this one. So that is everything. Those are all the books that I've recently acquired, mostly from publishers, so I'm very grateful for all of those. And I can't wait to read them all. I would love to hear which ones you are interested in, which ones you would like me to read. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Bye!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.